Good night, good night, good night. It's a Saturday night and Island Fans is on. Okay, that's good to hear. Good to hear that we're still doing other things and we're going to talk some basketball tonight. So, fans, as you roll your way in with this new show, we want to let you know that we don't only just love football, we do love football, but we also love basketball as well too. And we're going to talk some basketball tonight. We got some comments that we want to make on some key issues in the game. And ball is life, not only with football, but basketball as well. Good night, fellas. How everybody doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, alrighty then. Let's jump right into it because we have a lot to talk about. I see Julia having Laker Nation, #Rip Kobe. Definitely, we salute the greats here and we still love Kobe. I know we just had his anniversary the other day, the anniversary of his death. Legend in the game. I was always a big Kobe fan. I was one of those guys that massive Kobe Bryant poster on my wall growing up, and you're outside trying to do his moves and so forth. So yeah, big ups to Kobe, definitely. But I hope you didn't become a Laker fan when LeBron came over. Let's hope you were a Laker fan in the times when you weren't even making playoffs.
Oh, come on. I've always been a Laker fan. First basketball team I ever fell in love with. And actually, it was the first time I watched Lakers and I liked the team. It was because of the color of the jerseys. Before I even knew anything about Kobe and all of that. And then I was introduced to Kobe, and then there was no turning back. Great.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Back in the days of the Kobe fro, the look of fro he used to have. Yeah, boy, that was a big deal back then. All right, so let's jump right into it. Okay, so first thing we got to talk about, can we just say right now, off the bat, just get it out of the way. We all agree on this, that Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time, right? We can say that. There's no debate about that.
Ever lived.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm talking from basketball created now.
I'm talking from the start of humanity.
Humanity.
They have never been a greater shooter to pick up a basketball than Steph Curry.
Yeah, I mean, they were just talking about in the 3-point shootout, which he won, his second win, by the way, in that competition. That so when this man hitting these threes, the net don't even move. I don't understand the physics about that. That makes no sense. The ball's perfect arc just drops so beautifully that it's like, oh my goodness. I mean, this guy, it's just crazy. All right, we got a couple people here saying Curry clear. Of course, he's out there in the clear. But
without a doubt.
Okay, but I gotta give some love to some other people though. So we don't give any more love to people like Ray Allen. I mean, he still holds the record for the most 3-pointers, made in terms of career. Steph is getting there. We know he's probably going to pass it sometime this year, or maybe next season. But no Ray Allen fans out there, or he's not on Curry's level. This type of shot.
No, Ray Allen is a great shooter, and one of the most clutch 3-point shooters of all time too. You can't forget the clutch part because a lot of players in the NBA can shoot until it's clutch time.
That is true. Big up to Ray Allen, boy, in saving LeBron's legacy with that 3-point shoot, 3-point shot to the cut.
I saw a tweet. I think it was like 2 or 3 days ago, and Ray Allen says that LeBron still calls him from time to time to thank him for shooting that shot.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I think I saw the game live, but it was amazing, man. In the corner, great shot.
I'm a D Wade fan. I'm a big D Wade fan, and so I was watching that game. And when Ray Allen got a ball in the corner and went up for the shot, I'm there like, please go in, not for LeBron, but just for D Wade, man.
Yeah. What about more? What about people like Kyle Korver and so, man, with that high shooting percentage? Boy, he was automatic. Even in LeBron's teams, he had a Mike Miller that you could rely on for a solid 3. I mean, oh man.
You have those different players. like especially what Joe said, you can differentiate them, like Curry and Ray Allen and even like Reggie Miller, you put those
True,
three in
Reggie.
there like excellent 3-point shooters, and plus they're also clutch 3-point shooters,
Yep, yep.
and then
Oh, Clay,
then on the
we're
other hand,
talking about excellent quickly. You gotta
yeah,
put in Clay.
and
You
on
gotta
the
add Clay Thompson to the list.
other,
Come on,
and
Flash
other
brother.
hand, you just have the 3-point shooters, and you still can't
Last
take
time,
anything away from them.
You're
Yep,
right
yep.
about that,
That's
definitely.
true.
Because I mean, when you look at it from another perspective, you realize that all these guys could shoot, but I got to give Curry the edge though. Curry has handles, and most of them don't have handles, you know. And
Yeah.
Curry will beat you, and then you figure I can't let him shoot. So then he just, he does that, he does that hezzy, goes straight to
That's
the basket, and he can still score,
right.
So that
yeah,
makes
that's
him
the thing.
dangerous.
He offers on both ends.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
boy,
true.
that makes him
That's true.
dangerous because I don't see Ray. I mean, maybe in the Supersonics days, Ray Allen could drive to the basket, probably. But I mean, other than that, I don't really see. You don't really see a lot of 3-point shooters having handles in their game too. But just generally within the world of 3-point shooting, it has changed the NBA completely. Shaq, you going to say something?
Right, and that's the point I was going to touch on. When we talk about Ray Allen and the reason why, even O'Neal is saying here the Curry is clear, because we've spoken about Ray Allen. Remember, people like Robert Ory, Stojakovic, those players, they were
Oh,
good shooters.
Stojakovic.
They were good shooters, but we never put a tag on them that they've changed the game. And that's we have to attribute to Curry. He's coming in, and anytime he walks into the gym, you need to mark it.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
gets off the bus, you gotta have a hand in this guy's face.
But let me ask y'all. Let me ask more question. When do you think it happened? Because if you check Curry's stats, since he came into the league, he was a good 3-point shooter when he came into the league. But something happened probably 4 or 5 years ago that he just went from here to like here, and you wonder what happened to him. Was it when Clay and Draymond came together, that nucleus through the draft is what elevated this game? What do you think happened with him?
There's a video that they have on YouTube, but they were witnessing like when we saw the start of the great Stephen Curry. I don't remember which game it was, but I don't think the team was so big as per se as for right now. There was still a young Curry, and he was still going off that game. But even Steph, there was a game, I think it was when they were playing Thunder at time, and Curry was lighting up the place, and he was just going in, and he ran back out to just shoot a 3-pointer. I mean, you don't see anything better than that,
Yeah.
And even if you look at other shooters, how even if they're shooting the shot from half court, their form tend to change. Curry has that constant form, that fluid motion that it just keeps going, and that's what you love to see about him.
Love to see. Go ahead, Shaq.
I think we have to give Mark Jackson a lot of praise here. Because
big
what
ups to
he did
Jackson.
with that young Steph, young Clay, and bringing them to where they are now, everybody's hyping them up. But a lot of the foundation that they have is from Mark Jackson. I think Steve Kerr, to his, in being honest, Steve Kerr has said he inherited a really good team. He inherited a really good crop of players. And we have to attribute high praises to Mark Jackson and the work he did with Steph and Clay.
Speaking of Steve Kerr, I saw an interesting stat the other day. They're talking about he still has the highest 3-point percentage, and Steph is second. But what's amazing about it is that Steph takes way more threes than Steve Kerr ever did. So looking at it, you see how great Steph is in the sense that he's taking so many shots, but yet his percentage is still so high, still so close. It shows you that, as opposed to like if a guy take 5 3-pointers and he score 4. Okay, great. But then Steph is taking like 20 and scoring like 18. So I mean, we all know about that video we saw trending the other day about I think it's 109 3-pointers in a row. 100 something. I don't remember what it was. In the corner, and he's just hitting them. I'm just trying to figure out how do you do that? How do you hit I don't know, man. That doesn't make any sense to me. Go ahead, Joe. You were saying something. Joe, you were saying something?
Oh no, I was just talking about the same point you were making about Steph, because like we know he takes a lot of threes, and then the fact that he's still like right there. So we both know soon he'll probably go to the top, because it's like you're saying with the percentage now, because it's one thing if you score 5 3-pointers in your entire career and you score all of them at the end of your career, it will say you have 100% 3-point shooting. You understand? So it's all about the amount of shots. When you look at the amount of shots he takes in comparison to every other player, Steph, like O'Neal said, is clear. He's clear.
Dame said in the All-Star game that Steph is the greatest shooter of all time, but he can shoot the long ball. He's not the long ball is what he's talking about. He can shoot that half-court shot just as good as anybody else, and I agree with him. He can do that. We've seen him do that consistently, and especially during Dame time. We all know.
Yeah, of course. Dame time. You know what time it is.
No, Dame time is real. Dame time is real.
It is.
Good boy.
Since we on the basic, on the topic of between Curry and Clay, and they shooting the long balls, what do y'all say about let's say NBA in potential of doing like a 4-point play? That's like they had the Jew ball in the 3-point contest.
Well, I'll start. For me personally, I would love to see it. I would love to see it though, because there's a big difference between 25 feet and 30 feet. I think that 5-foot difference makes a lot. And it's between 30 and 35, just like 25 and 35. So when I'm pulling up, I think it takes more skill to shoot further. I think it takes more skill to shoot further. All right. So with that being the case, then you should get awarded more. But as a purist of the game, at the same time, though, you should leave it. I really think we should leave it. This is my opinion.
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Okay, but with Joe, they have changed it before. When Will Chamberlain was dominating the sport, they made adjustments. Okay,
that is true.
But John, they came in and started to free Paul for this. They made adjustments. So they see here Steph and Dame taking half-court shots. Why not make adjustments? Why not should I say there? Go ahead, Shaq.
Let me throw a question back out to you guys. Would a 4-point line hurt the game?
It wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Well, it would be. I don't know, boy. It would be beneficial to very few people.
I struggle with that one.
Because we know when you have that kind of shot, it's two players in the league, 2 teams in the league that have players that are going to consistently give you those, and that's Portland and Golden State. You can say the same for Thompson, because Thompson has the range as well. He just doesn't shoot it as much as Steph.
Trae Young. I was going to mention Trae Young.
I didn't even remember about Trae Young. So yeah, we can throw Trae Young in. It's
Luka can do it too now.
Who would benefit from that consistently.
But see, I would say then that because Steph has changed the NBA, when now everybody is shooting 3-pointers, because the stats say that obviously that the NBA.
Yeah, that's true.
When you look at the numbers, they're taking more 3-pointers in the last 2 seasons than they have in the whole history of the NBA. It's crazy the amount of 3-pointers they're taking now. So, wouldn't then you see a natural adjustment? Wouldn't you see other teams then players growing up would start to be more like Steph, and we have more long ball people now, and you're just going to adjust the legal adjustment.
Not just that, right? Let's say 5 to 10 years ago, you saw a center taking a 3-pointer, you would think he was crazy. No, it's normal. Right now, you see a center taking a 3-pointer, it's nothing. Because even these centers right now can shoot threes. That never used to be a thing. So trust me, Steph has really changed the game.
When we saw stuff like that, though, is when we have like European people. Like Dirk Nowitzki is 7 feet tall, okay? But he's been hitting threes for a little while now. We know Jokic, he can hit a three, you know. So it feels like the European players tend to be able to shoot. Only guy who couldn't shoot probably that hard was probably Yahoo Meng, in my opinion. He really couldn't shoot, you know. Maybe like a mid-range, but
he wasn't European, was he?
No, he's not European. He's Asian. So I mean, yeah, that's just about it. We see Embiid in the picture. Embiid can hit a three too. Thanks for that. Embiid can hit a three when he's ready.
Guys, what I'm thinking, Josh said he's a purist, and I don't want. Maybe I am not, but I still like to see the big men dominate the paint. Yes, you can come out a pick and roll and pull up. But I don't think you should be like, okay, let's case in point, let's use Embiid. Embiid is 7 foot. Come on. You can dominate almost everybody in that paint. Yep. If you step out and you score 2 3-pointers, that's fine. But don't be trying to take 8 3-pointers in a game. That's not you. Yep. Go bully people down in the paint and get your points like that.
Good, Joe. Amen. You're gonna amen to that. That's your argument.
Bro, I agree. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. I mean, you have to have a balance. For example, what that kid's name again? Luka. Luka can be considered a big man because Luka is huge, right?
Yeah.
And to me, I feel of a lot of the players his size in the league, he is probably one of the most balanced because at one point Luka will be, outside, dribbling, taking you on, hitting some threes. And then the minute you take that away, he starts bullying you in the paint, twisting and turning, fadeaways, going up, drawing fouls. Luka is really balanced when it comes to that.
Yeah, we have a little comment here saying, yeah, Shaq, but big games have changed. All teams like a big man that can shoot. I remember this when I remember Shaquille O'Neal was talking about he was trying to teach his son a few post-up moves because, he was a pure center back in the day. Right. And his son is telling him, Dad, I'll learn it, I'll use it, but I want to go out there and shoot, because, his son is pretty tall, so he's hoping that, he gets to be a center like him. So I mean, I missed the post-up game. I missed the post-up game of a pure center. It was Spike Lee the other day cussing about the fact that he missed the sky hook. He missed the days of the sky hook. And he was talking to Kareem, basically the founder of the skyhook. I was telling Kareem was saying he tried to go to a Lakers camp one time. He's Kareem, so he can show up. And he tried to teach them, man, how to do the skyhook, and them man don't want to do them. Them man like, no, we don't do that anymore. And I remember in my yard, my father teaching me how to do the skyhook. I remember that. You know what I mean? That was from his generation. Where it was all skyhook, and I remember that being a part of my game. You down low, you catch a guy, you post you up a little bit, and you do your little scoopy thing there, off the glass, and you go in. But I go JSC now, here in Antigua, and nobody doing a skyhook. Last time we can't tell last we see a man do a skyhook, but man, Kareem's skyhook though was deadly though, bro. I mean, nobody was stopping that skyhook. I mean, legit, it was an unstoppable shot sometimes. I mean, like, what do you do with that when you're already 6+, nearly 7 feet, and you don't get your length done too high already? But I mean, I guess people like Embiid think to himself that, what, if I have it in my arsenal, mentally, I should be able to do it. So, sometimes let me go out there and, throw up a couple of threes because I guess he think he can do it.
Right, and that's what I'm going to say. And Josh, I'll just put up this comment here from O'Neal, and this is what I'm saying. That yes, in the playoffs, if your bigs can't shoot, you'll struggle. And to Josh's point just now, I want you to use it as a weapon. Have it available if you need it. But I think we lose much of the fundamentals when the big men can't start their feet out down in the paint and get easy points.
To come to your point there, Shaq, look at Zion and look at Giannis. They man already know. Like in the case of Giannis, especially, Giannis is tall and strong. In the case of Zion is just the Hulk. Okay, so that's a different story.
Yeah, Zion is a beast. That kid is different.
no matter how much you tell those two guys, especially in playoff time, you need to know how to shoot. Get a man go clog up that paint, and you can't get no points in the box, but in the paint, no points in the paint. So I mean, but still though, you still in man average 20, 30 a game, and all the points still in the paint, and you can't stop it because they're just deadly. You know? Good boy.
Because you can just throw one more person in there because since like Bro said, with the likes of Luca, I'm throwing in like Ben Simmons because Ben Simmons also has height and he could also be used to play, as one of those big position roles, But I mean,
Ben Simmons.
If you look at it, Ben Simmons doesn't, he can be dominant, but he doesn't. But he's not being the Giannis that we expect him to be, to go in and dominate, because he can, but just ain't doing it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's similar to Giannis in terms of his play style, but he's just not as dominant in the paint. But I've seen games where he has given you Giannis type performances in the paint. But the thing is with Simmons, he's too dependent on that because Simmons does not, to this day, Simmons still doesn't have a jump shot. For example, even Giannis worked on his jump shot a bit, right? But at the same time, it's still nothing much. So to this day, if you take away the ability for Giannis to get into the paint and dominate, he's not that effective.
Which is basically the last two playoff runs. That's exactly what happened.
That is basically it. That's why they got back swept. Because they counted that and he never did anything else. He never adjusted.
No,
we're saying that, and just Joe, if Giannis should get a jump shot, it's over. It's over for the league.
Done.
If Giannis gets the jump shot, I think he would be the best player in the league.
It's funny now. I saw somebody give another point on the Giannis thing. We'll move on to the next point after this. Giannis used to have a jump shot. He used to shoot like KD. And then he went and bulk up, and now he can't shoot now. If you check the early days of the Bucks, the guy could actually shoot. It's funny it's weird how players evolve. And then you just put on all that muscle, and then now you can't shoot to save your life. So I mean, if you don't practice it, man, you may just lose it.
To the Greek freak.
Tell you, boy. Look how his life has changed as a result, He says that Ben Simmons can't shoot and think he's one of the reasons for 76 to struggle in the playoffs. Very, very true. Because, regular season and playoffs is two different things, Speaking of that, let's talk about NBA standings right now and see where everybody is in the East and in the West. 76ers the team on top with Nets in second, Bucks in third, Heat in fourth, and Celtics in fifth, and Hornets in sixth, Knicks at seven. I mean, looking at it right now, are we surprised? Or are we not surprised? Anybody surprised to see 76ers on top, or is this just basically the beginning of the end, like they usually do? Have a great regular season and then just gonna done so in the first round.
I'm surprised. Oh, go ahead, Sean.
Go ahead.
I'm surprised at the Knicks and at the Hornets, especially the Knicks, because you see them coming off of a terrible season. They had the players, the young players, but all of a sudden they found that gel, they found that glue to stick them together. Julius Randle has been that player this season for them, and especially that trade to get Derrick Rose. I think that was a well-needed one. That little veteran piece in there to guide them and still put up numbers. As per se to like the 76ers, I'm not really surprised because when you look, that's one of the top four teams I would say should be fighting for that number one spot with like 76ers, Nets, Celtics, those type of teams.
They have a great coach too, Moy. A really, really, really good coach, and we've always been expecting them to do well, and then they don't do well. So, I mean, are we going to expect anything different from them in the playoffs? And the playoffs is quite a way, but still, are we going to expect anything different from them? Shaq.
That's me.
Yeah.
Well, I think as and this has always been, the health of the 76ers will play a major factor. Because even now, I think Embiid will be out for a while. Simmons, he has been coming in and out, and there's just no fluidity there going into the playoffs. But I do think if the full strength, assuming health, I think they're one of the most dangerous teams because of Doc Rivers. He's a quality coach. He knows what he's doing. And I think if you have Embiid putting up MVP numbers, then he'll be a problem.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know,
and before they have good role players as well. Danny Green, he's a veteran, and they have Seth Curry, he's a good shooter there. I think they have good pieces.
They do. Getting Seth Curry and of course the D Rose factor, I think is wonderful. Brilliant moves. They just gotta pull through now. They gotta pull through and do it. You know, and wouldn't it be poetic justice, man, for their coach to go on and win another title with this team? I would love to see him do it. You know, and I would love for D Rose to get something too. I mean, I feel so sorry for him, man. After all that happened to him, I think he would have been up there. Whenever I think about D Rose, the other day he had one of those really, really good layups. You know, when he used his floats, and then everybody was commenting. Everybody was commenting. I know, right? Everybody was commenting, saying, "Boy, prime D Rose, boy, remember those days." And injuries, man, injuries. I hope Zion don't turn into a D Rose. That's what I hope. I hope it doesn't happen.
Turns into a D Rose.
Because I see it happening to Zion. Because you can't be flying all over the place and expect that to affect your body after a while. I just think the D Rose wasn't coached properly, man. He wasn't given that, saying, "Hey, well, calm your game. They have to learn to protect yourself." Somebody told LeBron that. Somebody told Dwayne Wade that. So, man, somebody didn't tell D Rose that, man. And just injury after injury. But let's hope. I hope he gets through it. But the Seth Curry, though, that was I think they made a mistake letting him go to 76ers. I mean, the boy can shoot for real now. Everybody looking at his brother, but the boy can shoot, man. I need to check his stats. All right. I was gonna ask Drew about Nets, but let's just go talk about Nets one time. Super team. That's the super team right there. You know. And then now hit again get Blake Griffin. You know, and I'm pretty sure we were talking about the whole super team conundrum. I guess we can, shift into that right now. Getting Harden added to Kyrie and Durant. That's the problem. That's just crazy. That is just crazy. But I know everybody's thinking, oh, they can't put together, but the man play in spurts, okay? And you know what I find so amazing about it? I watch their games and I'm like, Durant is on the sidelines injured, and he calm. Oh, he on the sidelines to take a rest. And he's like, no, that man do that thing. He's all right. There's no Steph Curry urgency to get back on the floor and carry your team, because when you got so much offense from the, I mean, I don't know what y'all think about this Nets team, man. Are they gonna win it all? That's the question. Is that LeBron's? Have they officially ended LeBron's run?
Assuming health.
Yeah.
Assuming health, I think. Yeah, I don't think there's another. I don't think there's another potent challenger to LeBron's Lakers than we see in the Nets.
So you don't think 76ers come on Lakers?
No.
If I don't think 76ers can beat Lakers,
yeah,
never beat the Nets, so.
No.
Okay, Moy. What about Bucks? We just throwing Bucks out there. Bucks done.
I don't think Bucks has the capability of doing it. They lack the shooter as the point we have been making, that get shots down here and there.
Okay. Let me show
Josh, before you move on, I keep saying it, but assuming health, Durant, Harden, and Kyrie, that was a problem. You added Blake Griffin, who will not be expected to be the number one option in this team.
No.
So when he comes in and he would give you quality minutes, he could even maybe a 15 points every game, or even sometimes 25 points off the bench. No, we have an even more bigger problem with these Nets. I just don't see if they're fully fit, who stops them.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
One of these coaches will have to show me that they have the know-how to shut them down, but I just don't see it now.
That's
talking
easy.
Nets, Joe. We're talking Nets,
That's
Joe.
That's easy.
Go ahead. Let Moy talk. Let Moy talk. We'll get to Joe in a second. Go ahead, Moy.
I was saying that Shaq is talking about all these pieces, and yet still the Nets are not finished looking at all the pieces because there have been rumors about Andrew Drummond, the buyout for Andrew Drummond from Cavs, and Nets are in the talk of getting Andrew Drummond too.
Lakers looking at him too to
Yeah,
counter the Blake Griffin thing.
You talk about pieces, and I forgot to mention, and it's not that's my bad, because Joe Harris, he's a baller.
He's a baller, yeah.
Jeff Green, he's going to give you quality minutes as well.
Big time.
You have DeAndre Jordan. Yes, he's suspect.
I was gonna say DJ. You can't forget DJ.
He's suspect when it comes to free throw shooting, but defending that paint.
Yeah, there's not many better.
I'm not seeing a weakness. I don't know if y'all can help me.
Not many better. True.
And we've also forgotten that DJ and Blake Griffin played together. You know, in those Clippers days when they just dunking on everybody. To this day, watching that DJ dunk on that kid.
Remember they still have players like Shumpert. They still have players like Shumpert, so on, as a part of their bench.
Yeah, they do.
You know, Shumpert is a good role player. He can come in and give you good minutes. So they have a really good team, But I think the thing that everybody's banking on is if anybody's going to mess up that union over this, it's going to be Kyrie Irving. That guy has so much potential to be one of the best NBA players of all time, right? Because Kyrie is a talent. When I say talent, that guy is unique. But this man has so much toxicity. Kyrie always in something. Kyrie always in some drama. Kyrie, but I don't know. This man I just don't think like he's been, giving us, using his full potential, because he could be a lot better than he is right now.
I hear you, Joe. I hear you, but I'm going to be Kyrie's lawyer. I will always be Kyrie's lawyer, okay? Kyrie's my boy, true and true. Back, front, left, right. I mean, I don't agree with all his politics, but everybody keeps saying this guy is toxic, but the players love him. The players love him, though. The players love the Celtics players still love him. Okay, I'm gonna get to Celtics in a second, but the Celtics players still love him. You know, Kyrie's putting up big numbers right now. Durant never had a problem with him, so how can we get along with Durant? He gets along with DJ. You know, so I mean, is he toxic, or is the media? Listen, bro, is the media messing with my boy? Are they saying that because he's not following? He's not following the status quo. He say what he feel. You know, he feel what he say. And then I want to throw you under the bus. Right? Kyrie is the best handler in the NBA. In fact, I dare say the NBA has ever seen. I'm going to show that out there. Nobody handled the ball better than Kyrie. You cannot tell me a person in the history of NBA basketball that has handled the ball better than Kyrie. That level of respect. This guy is an artist. Yeah. Uncle Drew. Boy,
Kyrie is like a combination of if you remember White Chocolate.
Yeah, I remember White Chocolate.
Kyrie is like a combination of White Chocolate, Allen Iverson. Like the two of them put into one player.
Yeah, I think that's with a jump shot, and that's a guy who I mean, but I hear you about what they say about the toxicity, but
it's not about what they say. Everybody likes Kyrie as a person, but as a teammate, not everybody. Not everybody. Because I mean, he started off good at Celtics. We thought he was going to be successful at Celtics, and then just like that, he started off hot, real hot at Celtics, and everybody thought, yeah, this was it. And then look how that turned out. Look how that turned out. Kyrie has too much toxicity.
To that point, Joe, I think a lot of the Celtics fans and maybe players too, were glad that he left, and they think that they're getting a better production out of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown with Kemba Walker.
Yeah, and Kemba Walker fits the team. He does. I mean, he had a rough playoff, but Kemba fits the team definitely.
I mean, because I was looking at it, I remember when Kemba came in and they had a link between Kemba and Kyrie, and they were saying that the Celtics team, it looks better, it looks more flourishing with Kemba coming in, and Kemba is right there being a leader to these other players, and rather than Kyrie, yes. Like for me personally, I agree with Joe's point and Josh's point, because we all know Kyrie is a fantastic basketball player. You cannot take that away from him. And he also has that toxic behavior that we see display here and there. But I remember during the All-Star game, though, that the media was trying to get at him at some point, talking about how the starting of his season for Nets, and that he only was saying he doesn't really care about what people is saying, and then since he played the Celtics the other day, they were saying that, we've been hearing that, fallout between you and Celtics players. He was saying, you see that they still love, and he was just showing them. So I mean, you're saying it's kind of the media's fault, but still, he's just don't care, and they're just picking pieces what they need from out of it.
Muted.
Yeah, I think they've always had a problem with him. I think they've always had an issue with him, and they've always been on his case. I don't think he helps the situation either. And I think a little part of Kyrie too. Yeah, he says some things he knows is going to be a problem. But
he doesn't care. He doesn't care.
But I think he doesn't care. I think ever since he left LeBron, he's been trying to find himself. You
see that name just called unpopular opinion, right? A lot of the media criticism Kyrie gets, as much as I respect LeBron, is also because of LeBron James.
Fair enough. I see your point there.
Yeah, a lot of it is because it's the whole back and forth between him and LeBron that really, in the first place, caught the media's attention. And then they were always going back and forth. Something would happen, they would fall out. Kyrie would not talk to the media, but then, what's his name? Then LeBron would go to the media and say, me and Kyrie, something, and then there's a next headline with Kyrie again. Because remember, a lot of times he refused to speak.
Yeah.
So LeBron is also a big part of why the media pays so much attention to Kyrie Irving, because it wasn't always like that.
Skill, you're saying, I hear you, Joe. I like Kyrie, but he smoked mango leaf, right? I agree with you. Kyrie does probably smoke something. He can be crazy. But
I don't know if you all remember that when Kyrie, he said he wasn't throwing shots at LeBron, He was just throwing it out there when he was saying that it's the first time that he has somebody that he can rely on as a clutch shooter.
And say, yeah, you can do that too.
I mean,
that's cap.
I mean, when you're looking at it, you cannot lie to the media this time and try to get yourself out of it. Like, no way.
He was just causing trouble with that one. He was causing trouble with that one. Yeah.
I mean, you can
exactly what he was doing.
What's so funny about that more is that the moment Durant missed the last second shot, obviously the boy didn't run after him. Because Durant then missed one shortly after that. And there was a game with Kyrie missed, and then Durant got a second chance, and he missed.
Yeah.
So
But to be clear, even though his comment may have been geared to start trouble, it's facts though.
It's not facts. I hate to say it though, Shaq, but LeBron has been clutch. LeBron has been clutch.
But we would never associate LeBron with being a closer.
No.
I mean, when I say being a closer, I know he can make the pass to get the shot. But I'm talking about the shot making aspect of it.
I've heard some LeBron lovers make some very credible stats to say that LeBron has has made some pretty clutch shots over his career, more than most people have.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I think they try to compare him to Kobe and Jordan, who they would say have a more killer instinct. You know,
Kobe, Jordan, Iverson, them guys.
You give them the ball, them are like, give me the ball. I'm gonna make the shot with 10 people on me. I'm gonna still make it. You will be open down low, but I'm gonna make the shot. That's what they're gonna do. We see LeBron will pass.
Yeah, we can depend on LeBron to make the right pass.
The right
in
decision.
The situation. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the thing. Technically, when you think about players like Kobe and Jordan back in the day, if you were to watch back the tape, I mean, you expect a certain level of performance for them, and you expect, them to do that because they are who they are. But from a basketball standpoint, a lot of their decisions were the wrong decisions, but they were good enough to make the wrong decisions. And still,
that's very good. That's a good point. That's a good point. Kobe, for sure, took some shots he was not supposed to take. But
that's
they went in.
But he hit them.
They went in though, guys, so we have nothing to... I mean, Heat had their chance. We're not expecting anything from them this year.
What?
I'm asking you a question because I would love to say Jimmy Butler's my boy, but I'm wondering if maybe now that if they can't do it again. They can't do it again in the East. Are we right?
Not this year again.
Not this year. But who's also disappointing too, just as much as the 76ers, is the Celtics. Celtics now for a while now have been saying they're supposed to do this and they're supposed to do that. And more, I know you're a Celtics fan. I mean, is this the year with Tatum and Brown and Smart and all those fellas? They have a great coach. It's about time y'all live up to your potential and do something. Go ahead, Moy.
Let me just put it out there, right? I'm not really the Celtics fan,
Okay.
My favorite player is Kemba. So I'm that one of those players. First, wherever Kemba go, I support that team.
You go, okay, fair enough.
So that's it.
I was like that. I was like that with Dwayne Wade.
But looking at the team, looking at there since the thing, the owner, I remember the owner came out and was saying he is the one to be blamed for this season because there were pieces that were supposed to be added, but they didn't get to add those pieces. But honestly, looking at the thing, as much as I don't like to have, negative criticism on Kemba, he has been very poor recently.
Yes.
I think he's that third piece that is missing from Tatum, and Jaylen Brown has been putting up good numbers and have been playing very good. But Kemba has just been lacking recently to give that extra drive to take them over the hump even more,
Yeah, and as an Antiguan, we want him. He's an Antiguan. We want him to do well, So I mean, we hope that he gets his game because he definitely has. He's the original step back now. If people forget now, he's the original step back.
In college, right?
I tell you, I still watch it over and over again. Some things you just keep watching. But I am impressed though. Looks like Jordan, guys, finally got it right, boy. Jordan finally got it right. He finally picked somebody who actually doing. And I'm impressed with LaMelo. I'm not surprised. I'm impressed. Okay, because what he did in Australia, he told you he was gonna do it again. And his father talked plenty shot, but you think his father got it right this time. You know what I'm saying? And I think everything that everybody was saying about what Lonzo was supposed to be, LaMelo is doing. So big ups to Hornets, man.
The hype that they gave Lonzo, because I remember that draft year, and everybody was going crazy over Lonzo, and I was like, I'm not really a believer of this kid, to be honest, because even when I first found out about him, I started to follow them a lot and, do research, watch a lot of footage of them. And to be honest, watch of everything I've seen of the Ball brothers, the first person that stood out to me was LaMelo. I was like, yeah, this kid can be something, This kid can really be something. But then also I feel as well to us not to just give negative criticism of Lonzo, because now I think he's gotten a lot better. He's hitting clutch shots. You know, he has a very unorthodox
They both do.
three-point
They both
shooting.
do.
He has a
They both
very
do.
unorthodox.
You see LaMelo shot too? LaMelo
Well,
shot is broken.
they do. Yeah, that's true.
But
That's true.
they go in,
The style of shooting is pretty different. But then Lonzo, what I think a lot of people don't appreciate about Lonzo Ball, that kid is a passer. That dude is a point guard.
Yeah,
That kid can pass. Trust me. I've seen, even at Lakers, you know, he was missing all his shots, and you know the media was constantly at his throat. I looked beyond that and I watched a lot of games and the kind of passes this guy would create, you know, the kind of space he would find, the little spaces he would tread the ball through. I was like, yeah, man, this kid is a point guard, but he just needs time. And I feel like his father as well didn't do him any favors. And then the fact that he came in and he was, you know, somewhat, you can, based on the hype, you can say a flop. It kind of reduced the expectation of LaMelo because everyone did expect much from LaMelo now, but based on the fact of all the hype that Lonzo got, nobody was going crazy over LaMelo.
True.
So he got the smooth transition as well.
Drew, I think you're really, really right. But I give the father credit too. The father did say though that LaMelo was going to be the one because he said LaMelo does have some things that his other brothers don't have. Which is like, yes, LaMelo has the IQ that Lonzo has, the basketball IQ, where when a man on the court, they know exactly where they're going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you watch LaMelo play, you know, but I think LaMelo has the advantage that he's 6'7". He's taller than his brother. You know, so he has that height factor with it as well. Yeah, playing that point. So it's like a Ben Simmons kind of thing he's doing.
I mean,
exactly.
So he has that height advantage. He's seeing over the defense too. So he can see things.
As well. That's true.
And going to Hornets, because apparently there's a rumor out there. Because I think it's Jalen Rose was saying that he was told that LaMelo was supposed to go to Golden State. Golden State told LaMelo at the draft, "We're gonna pick you number 2." So, and then when it come down to it now, they went with Wiseman instead. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know why they changed their mind last minute. But that's what Jalen Rose said. He was told that at night there that they're gonna go with him, and LaMelo was told that too. So I'm kind of happy he went to Hornets instead. I think Hornets is a better fit. I think Wiseman is the better fit for that. But who's your rookie of the year at the end of the year? Is it gonna be Wiseman or is it gonna be LaMelo?
Oh, LaMelo. LaMelo.
Okay, all right. No show for
I
Wiseman.
I didn't even have to think on that, LaMelo.
You know, I mean,
Wiseman was on top of the rookie of the year ladder before he got injured.
Yeah, so, he was balling. He was doing his thing.
Depends on what. I mean, I think LaMelo is running away with it now.
Yeah, that's why I said LaMelo. You know, okay. I don't think he's recovering that.
It's a lot like what's his name?
With Zion
and Zion last year, right?
Yeah. Yep.
By the time Zion came back, Ja was almost at the finishing line.
Yeah.
They always say he's saying Wiseman not getting enough minutes to really do anything. He gets like 12 minutes a game. Yeah, I think Steve Kerr is still trying to mold him, you know, and Draymond Green is still trying to do his thing and trying to teach the kid how to do this and that. But I definitely think he's going to be, once he stays with injuries, he's going to be a dominant center in this league. So we look forward to things in the future for James. Yeah, he does. But LaMelo though, it's good to see that, you know, the Ball brothers and them. The father still says all three of them are going to stay on the same team one day. So we'll see. We'll see how it happens. We'll see if it happens. In the West, the Jazz look amazing, guys. The Jazz do look amazing. I gotta say, Spider is doing his thing, you know. So, I mean, are we gonna finally see more from the Jazz this playoff round? They're gonna go all the way, or inevitably Lakers or Clippers are just gonna knock them out?
They're gonna give us all the way no.
All the way no. Okay, or Shaq.
In my mind, I'm thinking. Yes, you know. Sometimes we have during the regular season we have some regular season bullies. And I'm afraid that this would be Jazz. I know everything changes when I'm playing you tonight and I'm playing you the night after tomorrow. So I can game plan for you and I can get some time to realize your weaknesses and your strengths and zero in on stopping you. I think that this is what will happen with the Jazz. I just don't think that, I mean, they would have to prove me wrong, but I just don't think that, I think that there are better teams that could take them down. Let me put it down.
Okay, all right.
Because I mean, even if you're looking at it, I mean, yes, they made it to the playoffs. First round, they should be able to get past first round. We have to give them that. But it's just from the second round to go forward what they're capable of doing in the playoff spot. Looking at it, you see that I think last it was the last playoff when they had that duel between them and Nuggets. So I
Nuggets.
think that would be in the back of their mind, and Donovan Mitchell looking to get some form of revenge and go into a deeper playoff run. I think that should be a little extra motivation. But then we can't forget, like the likes of you have Clippers, Lakers, those two teams that have experience in the playoffs along with experienced players, that know how
So
to
no
manage
matter
the
what,
team and know how to give that,
so no matter what,
extra.
Moy, they're not gonna pass Lakers and Clippers. That's what you're saying. No matter what they do, they can't
I
pass
don't.
those two teams.
I don't think so. I don't think they have the extra oomph, as we would say, to switch to the second gear, as I should say better, to make the
Good point.
playoff run.
Good point. Shot.
My thing with the Jazz is that the West is so stacked. So if you are not on it during the 4-game season, any one of those teams, even in the first round, because Josh, you have the standings right there in front of you, right?
I do.
Run down the stats for me, please. The standings, sorry.
Yeah,
The
Jazz
West.
first. Jazz, Suns, Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets, Blazers, Spurs, and Mavericks. Those are the top 8.
Right. So I mean, barring maybe not the Spurs because they're in the kind of transition. LaMarcus Aldridge is on the trading block. But barring them, and I think the Mavericks could do it. So just barring the Spurs, every one of those teams could give Jazz a good run. I don't see Jazz. That's why I don't tip them to be anything great, because I can't outright say they will sweep the first round. I can't say outright, even if there's 1-8, that they will sweep the Dallas Mavericks. And then when you get to teams like Trailblazers, that's a toss up.
Yeah.
It's a toss up. So I don't see. There's a quality team. I'm proud of them because I like Donovan Mitchell, but I just don't see him as strong contenders.
Well, could you make the same point?
Recently.
Could you make the same point, guys, that the problem we just explained it with Jazz, we can confidently say that Nuggets, Trailblazers, and Mavericks all have the same problem. They just don't have enough pieces to get into a deep playoff run. They don't have enough. Yeah. They have good players, but it's just not enough. Because I mean, Luka is amazing, and Porzingis is on his game. I mean, he's a killer. But yeah, injury prone. And then you look at Nuggets, Jamal Murray and Jokic is an MVP candidate, and that'll be our last topic. So I mean, think about it there. I mean, are we gonna what's going on here? And then now Suns are second. Now and everybody's surprised with that, but we can clearly say what happened to Suns recently that's different than what has always been the case with Suns in terms of being decent. They have a great player in Booker. Booker is amazing. I think Booker should have left, but he stayed. What changed recently? And then you look back, and we can see the introduction of the future Hall of Famer, my boy CP3. All right, joined the team, and now they are being talked heavily for maybe not a deep playoff run, but making the playoffs. And Big ups to CP3. You know, you even passed I think Magic Johnson in the All-Star game for in terms of number of assists. So we love CP3 around him, and I was a big fan of his for years. You know, and it's good to see he still have his ups. Yeah, I saw the alley-oop he had in the All-Star game. Oh man, all the point guards flying all over the place. Like, what the heck is this? You know what I'm saying? But that was good though. But say he says, I don't think Jazz is the mentality to win out a 4-game series. See, this is where the board, the management, you know, and the owners need to sit down and figure, we got some good players. What are we missing? You know, because look at people like Luka, Dame, Spider. I mean, these are great franchise players. You know? Man, them man need to join up together upon one team. That's what them man need to do, right?
A lot of those teams are just missing, you know, simple pieces now. It's just about the management to go out and get those pieces, you know, make whatever trades are needed. If you have to put certain people on the cutting block, you put them on the cutting block and make changes, because ultimately your goal is not just get to the playoffs, but to win it, you know, win championships.
Okay, you say win championships, all right? Laker Nation, you say win championships. So we all know the Clippers were designed to beat the Lakers. That was their goal in life. Okay, they sat down, they studied the Laker team, and they figured, let's make a team to beat the Lakers. They created the Clippers. All right. With the trades that they made, it was obvious they're thinking success now and not success down the road.
Not today. Yep.
But they stumbled last year. Is this the year that they finally knock out Lakers?
Listen, right? They were never going to beat Lakers. I've been saying this for a while. They were not going to beat us. That was not. Shaq, I see you out there, but they were not going to beat us.
No, but Joe, how many games did you win versus them during the regular season?
Not many.
They were a formidable opponent for you.
Yeah,
they keep beating
you. True, but it is one thing when you have one thing in the regular season. Playoffs is a completely different ball game.
Right.
For example, the best player they have on that team when it comes to the playoffs is who?
So you're playing on the fact that Pandemic PS has some struggles in the playoffs lately. Fine, I hear what you're saying.
Not lately.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Paul George has never been consistent in the playoffs. Ever. Patrick Beverly is a player that gives you big defensive games. But again, not consistently. All those things come into play.
I agree with you. That's why they keep getting knocked out. But I'm making the point that they can beat you though. That's the thing. They've beaten you. So
they can beat you in a regular season game, and I agree with that. But going head to head in that series, I do not see that team to me. I don't see it.
Let me ask you a question there, right? Do you need a fit Anthony Davis to win another title?
Without a doubt. That goes without saying 100%. Anthony Davis is the most important player in that team. He is one of the best shooting big men in the league, and not just that. You take him from his regular role and put him to play the 5, and he is still probably top 5 in the league. Man, Anthony Davis is a unicorn.
Okay. All right. No, I gotta say he's an amazing player. He can shoot, he can down low, he can go down low, he can do everything. You know, even have like a handle too.
He's still getting better. That's the thing. That's the scary thing. He's still getting better.
That is true. That's why they need Andre Drummond to add some more depth into their team. So
yeah, we need Drummond. You see this Gasol thing? Listen, this has been one of the biggest Laker failures I've seen. This attempt with this Marc Gasol experiment is not working out. It reminds me of when Dwight Howard came to Lakers. It's not this thing is not working out. Because personally, when I saw them doing this Marc Gasol thing, for me personally, I would have preferred to keep JaVale McGee. I would have preferred to
I
have
hear
him.
Joe.
Honestly speaking.
I hear you, but I
would
don't
have.
know, Joe. I don't know, Joe. Give me. Mark Gasol has so much experience. You're gonna need him in the playoffs. You're gonna definitely need him in the playoffs.
He has experience,
Right.
but we bought Marcus. We traded for Marcus at the end of his rope.
Yeah, I know that, but he has some more left in the tank, man. You're not trading, man. So
He's there to be a role player, Joe.
yeah, that's his role. That's his role to be a role player. But
Yeah,
I hear you.
Which I understand, but boy, for me personally, nah, that wasn't the move.
Okay.
That wasn't the move. But even
All
this
right,
day, I
so-
still regret them letting go. Julius Randle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. So, okay. Before we're almost done. Can we all say Lakers and Nets final? Right? Lakers and Nets final.
With AD, without AD, that's a tough one to see.
I think
Without
AD,
AD, all LeBron. Without
I
AD,
think
not just without AD. Without AD, all LeBron.
Okay.
That's going to be a tough one for Lakers.
With
because
everybody
LeBron
being
just
fit. With everybody being fit. Lakers and Nets.
Everybody being fit, I'm not sure who it's going to be. Who's going to be the second team? But I can tell you, Lakers have already gotten the tickets.
Oh wow. Okay.
No.
All right. But that's the Lakers done there already. Where you go, Sean?
I'll go Clippers.
Clippers and Nets.
Oh,
Nets for sure.
Okay, man, the Nets for
Yeah,
sure.
you serious?
Yeah,
No,
no, I'm very serious.
Hear me, Joe. I think that if last year, even if it was struggling pandemic peak, I think if you had met them in the conference finals, I think they would have won.
I think so too. I think it would.
No, I actually think we would have beat them.
Because I think that they have the pieces, and they still have Lou Williams coming off the bench, and Reggie Jackson.
Yep.
I think they have good quality sets of players. If they can come together, it could be a real problem.
And I think with Joe, I think another factor too is that I hear your point. Your stats do support the fact that they don't play well in the playoffs, but I think the man have a personal vendetta against the Lakers.
Yeah,
They do.
There's
something emotional about that. So when you come into the game against LeBron and AD, you know, especially with them being champions, if you meet them again, their man energy is fully focused.
But
You know,
Josh,
on just beating you. Go ahead, Chad.
remember they haven't met in the playoffs yet, you know.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, we haven't.
So we have nothing to go from.
We've only
To
played
meet
regular
in the
season games.
playoff, in the conference final, and they
That was-
haven't had it yet. So we still yet to see the showdown.
Or say
But
you
then
say
guess
watch
who
Warriors
got-
surprise you. I
And
hope
remember
so.
who got there. Remember who got there?
man.
Lakers got there.
We're not talking about
I
Warriors
feel
because we
that
just assume it.
Yeah,
You assume Warriors
I'm
not gonna
saying,
do nothing.
remember who got there. You know, it's not our fault they didn't get there. You know. It's not our
That's
fault.
true.
It's not our
saying
fault
that-
in a clutch game that Paul George decided he didn't even want to hit im. No. Not even boy.
Fair
That's
play
true.
to you. Fair play
But
to you, Joe.
they
taking
were up 3-1. All right. I think
And they choked it.
it's and I think they blame the coach for that. But I
Let
don't
me
like
be first
it was
to
clear it was clear though the team was good enough to get to the conference finals.
Yeah, they were.
But
And let me be the first
they
to
threw
say-
it away.
Let me be the first to say that Doc Rivers is on fraud watch. And he has been on fraud watch for a while.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Let me be the first to say Doc Rivers is on fraud watch.
Fraud
Don't get me
watch.
wrong. Doc Rivers is a good coach. Doc Rivers is a hell of a coach. But we're talking about championships. We're talking
He's
about
won.
the amount of times he has been there and he has failed to win it. We're also
He
talking
has
about
won
the
though.
fact
He has won
this
though.
is not.
He has won though.
Yeah. He has won, but many times
Yeah.
he had the opportunity to win more. And we're talking about the fact that this 3-1.
Okay, so then, bro, LeBron. No, so bro, then that means your boy LeBron is a fraud too.
How so?
The more the times he's been to the finals and lose now, is that the same theory you give it to Doc Rivers? It's the exact same theory, bro.
Valid point, though.
Because you know
That is a very valid point, right? But here's the thing. And first, let me say first thing first.
Mm-hmm.
I I'm not a huge LeBron James fan. I've never been one of those. I've always been one of those people who was LeBron James hater. But over the years, I've seen him put in the work. I've seen what he can do. So I got to the point of respecting him as a player, giving him, what he deserves, give him the respect that he deserves. He's a player. But I'm not even know that he is a Laker. I give him respect, but I'm not this crazy LeBron James like most other people, right? But then also the difference between LeBron James and those finals is, if you think back to a lot of them, what help did LeBron have? Those three made to the finals is not like it's a case where LeBron James went to the finals and LeBron James did not show up. LeBron James showed up. The problem was, but that a lot of the games, LeBron James was the only person who showed up. That's the problem.
I hear you. I don't agree. I agree with that assessment. I'm saying is that your assessment of a possible fraud watch for this great coach, I think it's a little unfair considering the fact that
also this is the second time in Clippers history that he has failed to go through after having a 3-1 lead.
Yes, I remember. I know the stat. I know the stat. I saw the stat too. I saw the same stat, and I agree with you 100% that it's something to be concerned about. But I'm saying that why emphasize the one game he was supposed to win and not emphasize the fact that he's been able to get there, which a lot of coaches have not been able to do as consistently as he does. It separates him from other coaches. You're stressing the negative and not stressing the positive. Why focus primarily on the negative?
Come on, Josh. Josh, I did say that. Doc Rivers is a phenomenal coach. Don't get me wrong, as much as I said Doc Rivers is on fraud watch, I'm a big Doc Rivers fan, So it's not any Doc Rivers hate, but Doc Rivers is on fraud watch because as much as he is a good coach, Doc Rivers is getting praised like the likes of Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson and Doc Rivers are not on the same level. That is two different things. That is a donkey and a horse there. Two completely different things.
Joe, what I want to know is whether or not you're calling Doc Rivers a fraud.
It could be a fraud. That you saying?
I am not called. To be honest, I haven't made the decision yet. But I am one of the persons who has him on fraud watch. I am one of the persons who is watching him closely. But right now it's leaning. It is leaning a bit on the fraud side.
Look, right. If you go up 3-1 again and knock out, then I'll jump on the fraud watch for you. We'll probably come back and talk about it.
To be fair, Joe, he's had some really good teams.
Yeah,
he has.
Chris Paul with the Lob City people there in Clippers.
Oh, that was a good team.
But even the Celtics
True.
team he had the one with. People expected so much more on the Doc Rivers team. He had a phenomenal team.
Yeah, they had a lot of riffs in that dressing room too.
True. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Last point, guys. Who's your MVP at the end of the season? At regular season, and let's show him. Well, let's not talk finals because we all disagree on finals. So let's talk regular season MVP.
I prefer not to comment.
Come on, man.
Who's the regular? Let me show some stats quickly. Bron right now is averaging 25.6, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal. And Embiid, 29.9, 11 boards, 3 assists, and also steal. And Jokic is averaging 27, 11, and 8. And I think Steph also is up there, averaging, I think, 29.9 season 2. So I don't even show any Giannis. Giannis is up there too, averaging 30 points a game. So I'm thinking about you guys, all these people here with Jokic, with Embiid, with Bron, with Steph, Giannis. Who's your regular season?
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul too, and his what are you doing at Suns?
There was
even Luka's in there too.
Yeah, of course. Luka is in my top 5 for the leading candidates. The leading candidates would be him, Embiid. I think I would put Steph in the argument. LeBron is in there, that goes without saying, and Jokic.
Okay, so who's gonna win it all for you? At the end, it's all said and done. We don't bet around here, but we putting your money on.
See, that's the thing, boy. That's the tough one. Because if we were to stop the league right now without doubt, it's Embiid, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as LeBron plays for the Lakers, and we win things over here, that's what we do. As much as LeBron plays for the Lakers, I would say Jokic right now in the rankings for me is still in front of LeBron.
Yeah,
so
I agree with that.
Yes, I would actually love to see. I feel like I'd really love to see Embiid in it, because Embiid has been through a lot, like in this league. Trust me, he's been through a lot. He's had a lot of criticism. Even when this guy shows up, they still find something else to criticize him about.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So I feel like I'd really love to see Embiid win it.
Yeah, I hear you. Moy, you?
Yeah, I was making a point when with the whole because I was going to bring up Chris Paul also. I think it was last night they were talking about it on NBA TNT about with Shaq and Kenny and Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
And they were saying that it's a big discussion because certain times you will see, like, does it really based on the most valuable player as it should be, or how valuable are they to their team, But I think that's an important aspect because they was showing Chris Paul in there, and yes, Chris Paul is putting up good numbers, but they're also showing how value he has become to the Suns and putting them on the table where they should be. But from my pick, I will give it to Joel Embiid so far for the season, and if he continues, I hope he win it, and to see that big man winning it again. And I think if he does, it would be very good for him because the whole NBA on a whole, we have been waiting for the process to be completed. And
that is true. That is true.
He just says I'm tripping and see like what level are you at right now? I think I'm at 75%.
Yeah.
That's some tripping.
Embiid is a comedian.
I like Embiid, I too, and I'm always gonna root for anybody to have a kind of an international background to win it, That's so I'm always a Luka Doncic fan out there doing saying Embiid. But to be honest with you, I would say Jokic. I'd give Jokic at the end of the season because of the fact I expect Nuggets to be in the playoff picture. And for me, it's about the most valuable player for the team. And also who's putting up the numbers to match. I try to put the two together.
Your MVP is more based on the team itself. Who's more valuable to their team.
Yeah, and I also want to add to it that what are your numbers like? Because sometimes I think this is purely about numbers, and not stressing enough about the valuableness of them to the team. Because sometimes LeBron should win MVP every season then. That's the thing about it. When you think about that.
That's what I wanted to ask you, Josh. So based on the criteria you've just described, would you say that LeBron should have won it last season as opposed to Giannis?
No.
Well, that's an official shot. What about you, Moy?
I think LeBron should have won it. I don't think Giannis should have won anything last season.
Okay.
Based on my criteria, Giannis fits the bill. When you average the amount of points that he had last season, and when you consider that you take Giannis out of Bucks, they don't go anywhere. They don't go anywhere.
That's where the numbers come in.
It's both criteria.
If you do that comparison last season to Lakers without LeBron versus Giannis without Bucks without Giannis, the numbers showed that LeBron was the most valuable player of the two.
True, but the way this is me personally though. But if you take if you take out LeBron and you take out Giannis, and then Lakers play Bucks, Lakers still win. In my opinion, Giannis is more valuable to Bucks than LeBron is to Lakers. Okay, Joe, you know that. Lakers would still be. Seriously?
Lakers
would still be Bucks.
Lakers win if the defense shows up. because
okay,
the
that's
shooting
that's like
is
saying Bucks win if they shoot the ball. Bucks win if they shoot the ball. So I mean, good.
Yeah, make me forget what I'm going to say now.
We're talking about LeBron, and if he deserves the
right.
MVP.
The MVP for me is one who I can say just exerts dominance through the entire league for the entire season. And last year, Giannis did that.
Yeah, that was Giannis, 100%.
And I'm saying this year, Embiid is doing that. I'm looking at Jokic too, but then a case it could be made for Steph Curry doing what he's doing with an on-demand Golden State Warriors team.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I feel like Damian Lillard is automatically in that running every year. Automatically.
Steph is putting up the points, and of course, you know, the stats also say when he's not on the floor, they don't do anything. Okay, so they need him there. So he fits that category, and which is why the reason why I put Jokic there is because of the fact I don't expect Warriors to make the playoffs. You know, but if you're looking purely from the regular season aspect of it, Steph should get it if he keeps up the numbers he's doing now, and his shooting percentage is crazy. He's doing it. He's doing it with that 3 ball. You really should give Steph though. All right.
But then Clay's injury. He wasn't. They talk that there was a possibility he could come back before the end.
They're saying that, but I don't think they're gonna risk it.
I think so. Okay.
Then they're just gonna tell him, look, sit it out.
Yeah.
You know, come back next year, and this time we're gonna wrap you up in a big bubble until the first game of the season. Because you wild or something, you know. But you know,
I even remember from when Shaq and them was talking about Shaq and Charles Barkley, so was talking about it, that they were saying that the record plays a huge part. No, not you. The record plays a huge part in it also, because it's also going to go. They're going to help a big way to see who wins MVP, because you normally tend to see a player with a better record have a better chance when their team is up there. But then if you really take an emphasis on MVP, the most valuable player, and not the most valuable player to the team, you know, the likes of
which is why I see Embiid possibly doing it when he comes back from his injury. You know, he plays well. I think it's slightly a popularity contest too. I think part of it too is that Embiid gonna win it because he champions his strippiness, and you know the people love the vibe about him, and you know, and so forth. As opposed to probably if Jokic is still doing what he's doing and gets even better, you know, why not give him? I mean, I know you understand now. When this guy could average a triple double now, like Westbrook did now.
Like Westbrook,
he could, you know, rebounds, assists, and points. You know.
Yep.
I mean, I think people are sleeping on him big time, man. And he's a baller. And you take him out to that Nuggets team, they're not doing anything. They need him down low. All right.
For his height, both him and Doncic have ridiculous handles for their height.
I gotta say.
Let me just throw in one more thing, because if we're talking about, you know, memorable players, you know, and how much numbers they've been putting up, we can't forget Bradley Beal also. He's been putting up numbers in a struggle in Washington with the team.
Yeah, Zach LaVine too. Zach LaVine is putting up some numbers there over there, Bulls, and they're nowhere near where they need to be. He now need to leave. You know, I was just telling the fans pre-show.
In the league, right?
I think he is, yeah. And I think they. Yeah. So in a perfect world, man, Bradley Beal should have gone Rockets too. Zach LaVine should have gone Lakers, and then everything good to go.
Everything will be good to go. Yeah, that's true. But Bradley Beal is like the Bradley Beal is like the hurricane of NBA.
Also, let me see that comparison then now.
He's putting up big numbers. You know, he's a phenomenal player. But we're nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will stay
Just
silent.
fire that tomorrow.
Oh boy, we'll see. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on. We're gonna close out the show now, and we should have a lot more of these. Get some more views on that. And there's some things that we could still talk about. Some other key topics in the world of basketball. And it's good to see, Joe. I can see now why you haven't gone crazy supporting Arsenal. You support the Lakers. So I mean,
there's a balance.
Right. So when Arsenal stress you out, you just go watch LeBron, do some powerfulness, and you
But
feel a
it's
lot
been for the
better.
past 2 years, though.
The man say you support Lakers long time. So even
Right,
after
but
they
then there was
Kobe,
a long period where Lakers were trash.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, right, Shaq? When you win as much as I do, that short period of losing, you don't feel that.
You don't feel it.
Right. So you feel that way about Arsenal as well?
No, I don't.
Oh, not though.
I don't. Because
Let's
listen,
not get started. It's a basketball
Oh,
show.
boy,
It's a basketball show. Basketball show, people. All right, we have plenty to talk about on Monday. I'm looking forward to that, But yeah, for all those who see, I know a lot of people see this video after the fact. Of course, we have our usual show Monday night, as we go back to the EPL, and we'll see how the weekend games in the EPL, WRBC, and City have done their thing. But Ireland fans, plenty more shows to come, and thank you guys for coming on, and Shaq. Your dedication to the cause is well noted.
I saw Skill made a comment to me earlier,
He did.
And I was like, what is he saying, bro?
Let me find it. I think he said, there we go. Wait, that Shaq's house with a seatbelt. I'm guessing he's one of those freaks. Okay. But, dedication to Ireland fans. We need more people like Shaq. Definitely.
You always, as Arsenal fans, you don't find a way,
Yeah.
Always.
Don't worry, you get an MVP trophy for Ireland fans. They're in the leading fans.
We should have a trophy. We have a trophy season. Trophy can set up later. We'll give that to Shaq. All right. Thank you guys again. Have a good night.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you for watching Ireland Fans. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when there are new videos and updates. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and like us on Facebook. Ireland Fans, for the passion of the game.